Hello and welcome to Wednesday Live with Evie. Let me fix the camera so I'm a little centered there. There we go. So as I was saying, welcome to Wednesday Live with Evie. I talk every week on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central on a topic relating to productivity. So today is topic number 44, meaning that there are 43 more videos similar to this in the archive if you head over to the video section of the Facebook page. And today's topic is what to do to be more productive. So bonus tip here, I'm going to share 4 things to think about in just a minute, but the bonus tip here is the 3 minimum tools that you need to be productive are your to-do lists. Have something to keep your to-do lists in or on, something to take notes on, and a calendar. Hi, Ellen. Yeah, I was having some problems with the scheduled Facebook Live. I'm not sure what was happening there, but we were able to do it this way, so that works. So yeah, so the bonus tip here is the 3 minimum tools you need are something for your to-do list to be in or on, something to take notes on because everyone goes places or has things that, has ideas that pop up and you need a place to capture them, and you want a calendar, so some place to keep your appointments and the things that are coming up that you need to know about. Hi, Karen. So I know a few of you that are watching have said hello without prompting, so yay. Thank you, Karen and Ellen, for that. Anybody else who's watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recording, say hi below so I know you're here and I can say hello to you, whether live today or later from the recording. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Evie Burke, and I help women entrepreneurs take their productivity to a new level. So at the end of the day, they don't have to worry about what didn't get done or what needs to be done tomorrow, but can instead be fully present with the people that they love. So quick story here about a previous client of mine who was a flight attendant part-time. She had 2 teenage girls and she was married, and one of the things that was really important to her was having dinner with her family every day as schedules allowed. And she also had a business that she was running, and she had the opportunity to lead a workshop for a group of people, and it was a really big deal for her that she was given this opportunity, but she felt so overwhelmed with everything that was going on because she still had to be at the part-time job, she still wanted to be available for her kids and her husband, and she still wanted to have dinner with them as much as possible. And so how around all of that was she going to find time to make this workshop happen, to put it together? And it was something that was really important to her to do, but she didn't want to take away from any of the other things that were important for her. And we walked through what needed to get done and what the goals were and managing her time, all that stuff. And at the end, she was super excited that it was going to work with her schedule, that she felt like it was totally doable without taking away from her time with her family. And she had a great workshop and it went really well, and it was, a nice feather in her cap. So some of the things that I'm going to share with you today are some of the things that we looked at with her to make sure that she was getting the things done that were really important in her business. So one of the precursors to this is starting with a brain dump. So anytime you're trying to be more productive and get more things done, you want to start with a brain dump. You want to get everything that's rolling around in your head out and onto a piece of paper or to the computer, a list on the computer if that's easier for you. But I recommend paper because somehow our brains process paper differently. So if you get it out onto a piece of paper, and you can see it and then organize it from there, it just does something different for us, I think, than if we write it out on a list on a computer. If that's what works best for you, then by all means do it that way. It's about what works for you. But I know for me and for many of my clients, the paper is really the go-to place for them. So write all of those things down, the things that you are working on, the things that you want to be working on, the decisions you need to make. Get it all out of your head and onto a piece of paper. And it doesn't matter if it's business or personal, anything that's going around in your head, get it out onto a piece of paper. So that's always the first step. Now, the next steps are having your to-do list. So taking that brain dump and breaking it down, organizing it, and creating your to-do list. And there's 3 to-do lists that I recommend everybody has, and that's your master list. That is the list of everything that needs to happen in your business, broken up by what needs to happen in the more immediate future and the things that you want to happen later. And then a weekly list. So you pull your weekly list from the master list. So what are the things that need to happen this week? And then your daily list, which you pull from the weekly list, these are the things that need to happen today. And I specifically break them down to those 3 lists because if you are trying to pull your daily list from your master list all the time, you're constantly having to re-look at what your priorities are. Where if you create the weekly list and you go into the week knowing, okay, here's my priorities, here are the things that need to happen, and you capture those for the week, then when you're creating your daily list, you don't have to think about, okay, what are the priorities this week? Less tends to fall through the cracks. All right, so the second thing here then is goal setting. And this is both goal setting and achieving. What are the goals that you want to be working toward? And how are you going to achieve them? So those are things that end up then moving to your list, to your master list. And I know a lot of times you want to start with the goal setting, and I put it after the to-do list on purpose because a lot of times we jump into, these are my goals, these are all the things that I want to accomplish over the year or even in the next month or 2 weeks, and we don't take into account the things that are already happening in our lives or in our business. So when we look at our to-do lists first and know all the things we currently have going on, it helps us to make more informed decisions when we're setting our goals because we already know what's on our plate and we already know the things that we've kind of been working toward, and we can incorporate that into our goal setting. All right, and if anybody has any questions as I'm going through this, again, whether you're on live and you have a question or you're watching the recording and you have a question, pop it below and I'll answer it. So the third and the fourth tip here fall kind of under the same heading, and that's setting yourself up for success. So the first part is, how are you getting your stuff done? So this is, how are you staying focused? How can you minimize distractions? How do you minimize procrastination? How do you learn from the things that you're procrastinating about, so that you're not making those same decisions or same mistakes going forward? And how do you prevent it then going forward? So that's how you're getting your stuff done, again, staying focused, minimizing distractions, and learning from and preventing procrastination. And then the last part here is, how are you taking care of yourself? And there's 2 parts there. So there's the self-care part, and that's everything from the things that you do daily or hourly to take care of yourself, like drinking water, having healthy snacks, getting up and walking away from your desk, however often it is that you need to do that. Making sure that you have bathroom breaks so you're not like running to the bathroom like ready to burst, that you set your day up so that you can, go and get that glass of water, have that bathroom break, go and get a healthy snack, if that's what you need. And it also includes the things that fill you up, like maybe taking the dog for a walk. Maybe you're somebody who enjoys getting massages. There we go. Massages or manicures. So making time for yourself to go and do that. Or maybe you really enjoy being in nature. So taking the time to go and take a walk or take a hike or whatever that looks like for you. Taking that time both in the day-to-day things that support your productivity, your self-care, and also in the weekly or monthly things that you do to treat yourself, but also just to take care of yourself. And then the other thing to think about is your mindset. What are the messages that you're giving yourself? How are you approaching the things that you have to do? Are you looking at your to-do list and going, oh, I have all this crap to do today. I'm so busy, oh my goodness. Or are you looking at it going, oh, look at that. I have so many things to do. Look how exciting that is. You know, do you feel the difference in that energy? So what's that energy? What's that mindset that you're bringing the things that you're doing in your business, that you're bringing forward toward your clients? Because sometimes those things are different, right? The mindset or the energy that you bring when you're working with clients might be different than the energy or the mindset that you bring toward some of the mundane or day-to-day things that you might need to do in your business, or even the weekly or monthly things that you do in your business, right? So something like accounting, right? Maybe keeping your books is like, oh, I have to go and enter my receipts. And part of that might be you need the mindset shift. Part of it might also be that maybe it's time to hire somebody else to do that, right? So there's information to be gained there from your mindset. All right, so those 4 things, the precursor one, like the bonus one, is do that brain dump. The second one is have your lists, so your master, your weekly, and your daily list. The second one is know your goals and know how you're going to achieve them. The third one is how are you getting your stuff done? So that's the staying focused, minimizing distractions, minimizing procrastination, or learning from it when it does happen. What information there can you gain? And the fourth one is how are you taking care of yourself? And so that's the self-care and the mindset. So that is the quick rundown of what to do to be more productive. Like, that's the backbone of what productivity really is. You know, once you've mastered or set yourself systems around how to keep track of those things, how to take care of yourself, things will flow more easily in your business and through your business, and you'll have information to make good decisions going forward, both around the things that you want to do and the things that do and don't work for you. So if you want to dive into these topics more, if you want to look more into how to set up that to-do list so that it works for you, and the nuts and bolts of how that works and what that looks like. If you want to really dive into the goal setting and look at how do you set goals and how are you going to set goals that really inspire you and work for you, and also how are you going to keep them top of mind, you know, and not just put them in a drawer somewhere and run across them 6 months later. If you want to look into how are you getting your stuff done, what can you do to stay more focused, what can you do to minimize distractions, how can you take that step back and learn from procrastination and prevent it from happening in the future, and also look at your self-care and your mindset. If those are things that you really are looking to learn more about to grow your business, if you're somebody who is really good at working with your clients, but some of the other stuff that goes into that, you're just like, oh, how do I make sure that I'm getting my bookkeeping done, that I'm following up with networking and all that kind of stuff, and you want some help with that, then I have something great that you're going to be interested in. So starting next week, so starting November 28th, I am doing another session of the 4-week class, taking your productivity to a new level, and it's the 4-week productivity mastery class. And if that's something you're interested in, head on over to the website and join me. So I know one of the, oh, that didn't come up with the, nope, there it did. One of the ladies who went through the course the last time I offered it, she emailed me a couple of times after we had class, and she said, are you in my office, like looking over my shoulder at the things that I'm doing? Because you just somehow know exactly what's not working for me and are addressing what to do about it. So if that's the kind of interaction you want, not that I'm looking over your shoulder, but where I know what works and what doesn't work with productivity, and I know some of the bad habits that we can develop around it, from personal experience and from trying a lot of different things that worked for a little bit, but long term just weren't the way to do things. So if there's been a mistake around productivity to make, I've probably made it at one point or another. So for the workshop, we are going to meet virtually via Zoom. So it's not something you have to travel for. And it's going to be Tuesday afternoons from 4 to 5:30. So also, for those of you who are here live or who are watching today, Wednesday, there's a bonus. So for those of you who sign up before Thursday, so before tomorrow, you're going to get a little care package from me. And in the care package, and the materials are sitting downstairs. I should have brought them upstairs. I didn't think of that. But in the care package, you're going to get a notebook like this, which is what I use to keep track of my goals and my master list and weekly list. You're going to get this. You're going to get a small notebook that, and it's not this one, I couldn't find another one like this, but you're going to get a small notebook to keep track of your daily list. And I'm going to send you a notebook just to carry around with you. And these are the core of what I use to keep track of my 3 lists and to keep me on track. So at the beginning, the bonus tip that I offered of the materials to have, you know, something to keep your to-do list in, something to take notes with and something to, you know, a calendar of some sort. I'm sending you, the people who sign up, the first 5 people who sign up by tomorrow, I'm sending you that care package with those tools. The calendar, I'm hoping you already have figured out, and if not, we can talk about it. So that was what to do to be more productive. That was Wednesday Live number 44. And if you have any questions, whether it's about the program that's starting next week or productivity in general, reach out, let's chat. I love productivity and I'd love to chat with you about it. So share your comments and your questions below. And if you want to reach out via private message, feel free to do that. I'm pretty responsive to that. So again, my name's Evie Burke. I work with entrepreneurs and I help them take their productivity to a new level. And until next week, much love.